Para partido, no clase. Okay, welcome. Thank you. Okay, cameras on, please. Thank you. Okay, thank you, cameras on. Thank you, Sylvia. Thank you, Ed. Samuel. Okay, guys, Miki. Miyuki, thank you. Okay, guys. So, first of all, sorry I'm been late to the class. Thank you for joining. All right, beautiful. So this class is the first one of a unit that is called e-marketing communication. Okay. E-marketing communications, which basically means how to use digital media, digital technology to communicate the messages that we need to send to our customers, to the market that our company serves. But has to be digital. Has to be digital. So when we want to communicate using digital media, digital channels, we have many options. But what we shouldn't consider e-marketing communications is traditional media. Guys, examples of traditional media or traditional communication.
Email.
That is traditional. I mean, it's traditional. That is digital. Email is digital.
Radio.
What is that?
Radio, television.
Radio is traditional. Well done. Yes. What else?
Newspaper.
Post office.
Newspaper is traditional. What else?
Post office.
What is that?
Post office.
Post office, like email that you send to other people using the normal.
Yeah, but hardware.
Yes, 100%. Correct. Anything that is printed, anything that you need to deliver, that you need to send using mechanical and physical methods, is traditional media. Now, traditional media still plays a role. Don't take me wrong. It still takes a role. It's just that this particular class is not about that traditional media. This one is about understanding e-marketing communications, okay? Beautiful. So what we need to do for us to have a framework for the class, let's go to accelerate and let's open the lesson for this unit. All right, so please let's go to accelerate, open the lesson, and we start working using that lesson as the baseline. Also remember that this is the first of 2 classes. In this class, we will be learning about e-marketing communications. In our second class next week, we will be assessed in terms of our skills and knowledge with e-marketing communications. So just keep that in mind too.
Santi,
Samuel.
yeah, today I had to leave earlier because I have a meeting at my job.
Okay, thank you for letting me know. And earlier is our time.
10:15, 10:20.
All right, good. Thank you for letting me know.
Sorry, I need to
Hello.
leave at 10 too because I have my job, but as from next week, I will be able to attend the whole class because they gave me the timeline before I knew the class timeline as well.
Okay, Ariadna, thank you. Any person that is starting today, that today is the first class?
Me.
Ariadna, okay. And Miyuki, okay, cool. So we have Ariadna and Miyuki as new students. You are new students, you just starting this program with this unit. Anybody else?
Yeah.
Anyone else? Sylvia, is your first class this one as well?
Yes, it is.
Okay, guys, thank you. Please write to me your name in the chat, just for me to know that you're new. In case I need to ask something, I know that you're new. Please do. Right, and for everybody else, please have your cameras on and please join Accelerate now. So Sylvia, Ariadna, and Miyuki, please go to Accelerate and open the lesson for this unit. This unit is e-marketing communications, okay? Anybody knows the code for this unit? The code for this unit is 442. Okay, so if you need to search for that, it's 442. I'm going to add it to the chat. Okay, BSBMKG442, that is the code. All right, Sylvia, you have access to Accelerate? Miyuki, access to Accelerate?
Yeah, I do, but I don't know how I am supposed to see the lessons.
All right, could you please share your screen? I can show you quickly.
Okay.
So everybody, please pay attention how we do it. Okay. Go to the LONSDALE logo.
Okay.
Okay, click where it says learning plan. Scroll down, please. So let's keep going and keep going. I want to see everything.
Yeah, that's it. That's
All right. So
all
what?
that I can see.
All right, cool. So what you need to do, go to the first one, go to the top.
This one?
Yes, and click where it says lesson. There you go, lesson.
Oh, sorry.
Click there.
Lesson. Okay.
All right, go where it says begin lesson. There's orange at the bottom.
Oh,
Begin lesson
sorry,
to the right. It says begin lesson to the right.
yes, sorry. This one?
Yes, click on it.
Okay, because the Zoom won't let me see that.
All right, cool.
I-
That's it.
okay.
So everybody,
That's it.
that's it. Everybody needs to be there right now. Right? Thank you,
Okay.
Sylvia. You can stop sharing your screen now.
Great. Thank you.
Thank you. Great. All right. So everybody is there. Anyone here does not have access to that lesson? I need to know now. All right, cool. So please, everyone in Accelerate, and let's start discussing the very topic that we have in this lesson for our class today. So, of course, digital marketing is always changing. And digital marketing is adapting to new technologies, to new emerging technologies. What is the most new technology? The new recent technology that is changing everything. What is it?
ChatGPT.
ChatGPT.
ChatGPT, well done. Artificial intelligence, automation, virtual assistants, ChatGPT, artificial intelligence. This is changing dramatically the digital marketing industry. So it's not like it's enhancing it. No, it's not like it is supporting it. No, it is dramatically changing the digital marketing industry. That's why for us, this particular introduction to the topic in Accelerate is critical to understand. It's critical to understand because we marketing people, or people that is working in marketing, we should have an open mind. An open mind to what? An open mind to keep learning. Our profession, our discipline does not stop. Why not? Because technology is highly connected to it. So this principle has to be observed, and this principle has to be agreed on. We need to observe what is happening in terms of technology, and then we need to agree on, okay, I need to explore, I need to observe, I need to use, which is the easiest possible word here. You need to use new technologies, so then you comment on them. Then you have an opinion. What we cannot do is to criticize ChatGPT if we haven't used it. What we cannot do is to criticize TikTok if we haven't used it. What we cannot do is to criticize artificial intelligence if we haven't used it. What we cannot do is criticize automation if we haven't used automation in our processes. So what is this call to action? This call to action is simple. All right, before you talk, before you criticize, before you have an opinion, before you propose, before you accept a new job in marketing, make sure that you have explored, observed, and used digital marketing technologies. If you haven't done that observation, if you haven't used those technologies, it is not okay to accept responsibilities in terms of executing digital marketing at any organization. It is not okay. For example, if you go and you ask, you know, a cleaning service company, hey, can I work in your company? They will ask you, do you have experience? Have you cleaned a house before? Have you cleaned an office space before? Have you cleaned a commercial building before? Have you worked with other people, cleaning, maintaining properties? Now, if you say, no, I haven't, what may happen? What will be the result of it? What do you think?
They probably tell you, okay, we're not interested in you.
Fantastic. But at least they know who we are at that moment, and they can reply as well with a, okay, you don't know this function, you don't know this industry, but we are going to give you a bottom, an early start, an internship, an entry level position in the company. So you start learning. And then you will say, okay, thank you. I really want to get into this industry. How I start is not that relevant. So I don't have the skills, I don't have the knowledge, but I like the industry. Thank you for the opportunity. I will accept that opportunity. Whereas if they say, do you have skills? Do you have experience cleaning houses, cleaning office spaces, blah, blah, blah. And then you go and say, yes, I do. All right. Probably they will tell you one day, look, I need you now to help me with this building. You have 3 new people. You train them in health and safety. And then you don't have idea about health and safety in the workplace for that particular industry. Someone has an accident. You are accountable for that. You did not have, what it takes for you to survive, for you to compete in an organization. You need to be fair. You need to be honest. So with digital marketing, it's exactly the same. It's exactly the same. How on earth you're going to accept a job in marketing if you haven't, I don't know, if you haven't used ChatGPT? How on earth are you going to accept a job in marketing if you haven't used a website content management system? Never in your life. You don't have idea what is a CMS. How are you going to accept a job in marketing if you don't have a YouTube channel? At least for you to know how it works. At least a ghost channel for you to test ideas, for you to see how to upload videos, how to download videos, how to add subtitles, how to edit videos in YouTube Manager. At least for you to know that. So you cannot. That is the thing with the industry. This industry, particularly the marketing industry, is not regulated. The teaching industry is regulated, but not the marketing industry, which means that you can say whatever you want to say. And if nothing happens to you, you advance without major situations, negative situations. On the other hand, if you find a challenge that you cannot solve, you will be exposed. And you don't want that to happen because then your reputation will be affected, especially in cities like Melbourne or Sydney, which are very, very niche. Those cities are very niche. What I mean with niche, marketing people, they know each other. Companies that work in marketing, they work together. They have alliances, they have partnerships. So if you screw it up, the industry, which is very niche in Australia, they will know. You don't want that to happen. How you protect yourself from that to happening? Education, certifications that will allow you to say, now I know. All right, cool. So what is e-marketing communications? Especially when we use marketing systems, customer relationship management marketing systems. That is the real e-marketing communication. It's very different, my friends, to send a newsletter to one person, to send a newsletter to a database of 1,000 people. It's very different. So how to use technology for us to send the database to 1,000 people is critical. It's important. What is the technology that we have to learn? Customer relationship management systems, which is called CMS. Sorry, CRMs. In the chat, you have that. So you start taking notes and you start preparing yourself for what is coming next week, which is the assessments. Hmm? All right. So far in this class, we have learned, all right, there is traditional media, traditional communications, and there is digital, e-commerce, e-communications, e-marketing. All right, that division exists. Why? Because one is printed, one is physical, one happens once, and that's it. The other could be replicated, could be forwarded, could be shared, and more importantly, it could be edited too. Whereas if you print a magazine, the magazine is printed. If you print a newsletter, the newsletter that is printed, gone, too late. If you print out a newspaper, same situation. If you hear the radio station, that is gone. Whereas with digital, you can get back to it. You can edit, or you can say, look, there is a mistake in that information. This is the real one. You can reach the person one more time because there is a traceability. There is a record about that person. All right. What is the most important record? Data property that we have in marketing. Who remembers that from previous classes? What is the most important piece of data that we have on a customer?
The email.
That's it. The email address.
Yeah.
name.
Not the name. Not the name. The name is perhaps the less important. Why?
There are so many names, but the emails, everyone has their own one.
It cannot be duplicated. Emails cannot be duplicated. Whereas names, they are by default, they are duplicated. And the same with last names. The same with last names. So that's why it's important to have in mind that property. All right, so that is important about that introduction. Let me continue with that 1 second. All right, so in the introduction of the topic, the class, we have 5 points. The first one is the importance of data-driven marketing, the importance of we understanding who is who in the zoo, who is the marketing persona, what client, customer represents that ideal marketing persona. So we need to have a vision which involves how we can have our information structured, our customers, our accounts, how many units we sell to a particular person, what is the value of that customer, what is the share of that particular customer in terms of our company, who is our ideal customer in terms of frequency, in terms of buying more from us. What is the ideal customer, guys? The one that buys more constantly from us? Or the one that buys once? A big priced item could be, but then that person just leaves or returns every 2-3 years. Which customer is more important for us?
The often one.
Yeah.
Of course it is. Why? Why that is the most important one? Because it's offering us something that is really important, which is
Because he was what
Yeah.
have you asked? No, I didn't catch it. What I wanted to say is that like the most important one is the one that keeps buying, you know, because you already like that demonstrates that you generated an engagement with the customer. So you're doing a great marketing plan to
Correct.
keep the customer buying to your brand. So that's why it's so important, like to keep that our ideal buyer persona keeps buying.
That is exactly right. What is more expensive, guys? Customer acquisition or customer retention?
Acquisition.
Customer
Yeah,
acquisition.
the acquisition.
Customer acquisition is 3-4 times more expensive. So what I want to share here is For us to retain our customers, we need to have a lot of information about them. We need to know if they're married. We need to know if they have kids. We need to know when is their birthday. We need to know if they are working for X or Y company. We need to know how old they are. We need to know what is the, I don't know, we need the background, anything that will make you serve that customer better. But for you to manage that knowledge, you need to use databases, all right? Databases. But we shouldn't get scared about databases, you know, because when we listen, when we database management, you start thinking about complicated things and IT and all of that. It's not. Database management is you understanding what are the most important properties, data properties of your customer. And then you keep feeding that Excel spreadsheet or that system with the information as it changes. As it changes. Remember, databases are not static, they are dynamics. So they are as good as they are updated. If they are not up to date, the database starts losing value. You understand what I mean? So a fresh, up-to-date database has to be accurate. If one of our customers pass away, we need to update the database with this customer has passed away. If a customer is moving to a different company, we should be updating that in the database. If the customer is changing the telephone number, we should have the capability to get the customer to update that information constantly for us, hopefully. So that is extremely important to remember, please. It's all about database management. The marketing that we do nowadays, the e-marketing that we do, is about database management. But it also is about understanding the rise of artificial intelligence, of machine learning, ChatGPT, everything that we have discovered for us to automate tasks that are repetitive, that could be done but by a $5 microchip. So let's talk quickly about tasks in marketing that are repetitive. Give me one task in marketing that is repetitive, please.
Updating customer information.
Of course, that is perhaps the most repetitive one, to be honest. All right, updating, you know, databases, updating information is extremely repetitive. You need to go to the same database, you need to follow the same protocol, you need to follow the same word instruction, you need to follow the same process for you to be able to save that new information. And there is one problem with it. And the problem is that you may have a mistake, you know, the wrong typing, you may have I don't know, you're writing the wrong cell, something. So the human error is there. So if we can automate that task, that would be fantastic. If we can automate that task for us in marketing, that would be great. All right, that is one. Thank you, Valeria. Another one.
Study the market.
Study the market. How you do study the market? Give me an example.
Being up to date about what the competitors are doing.
Fantastic, fantastic. All right, so doing competitive analysis. Competitive analysis could be automated. You could have the technology for your system to find out what your competitor is posting in social media. You can do that. You can have the system today, right now, for you to know if your competitor is talking about your product, about your brand. You may have an alert in that system for you to be informed of that situation. So 100%. Competitive analysis could be easily automated. Probably not 100%, but a good chunk of it. All right, another marketing activity that we could automate.
Sending newsletter.
Sending the newsletter could be automated. Sorry, probably not the creation of it. All right, I still believe that we should have a very human communication, a very human tone when we talk, when we send information. But when it comes to sending, the timing of that newsletter, what time of the day is more optimal, at what hour we have higher probability of the person opening that email, that should be automated. That should be decided by information that we have from our databases, from our marketing systems. And probably the system goes, I need to send that newsletter now because this is the peak moment where majority of our customers are connected to the computers. Beautiful. So that could be automated too. Another marketing activity, please. Come on, guys. We have a lot of students, so we need to participate.
Being up to date with the actual trends.
Which is something that we discussed with Valeria before. Understanding the market, doing market research, doing competitive analysis. Of course, you know, like, guys, who has used Google Trends here? Anyone has used Google Trends?
I did. I was looking for a new headset to play video games.
Yeah.
I didn't know which one should I buy. And I just used Google Trends to see what's in the market. And then pick a few of them and then just compare them.
Google Trends is top market research for free. This is something that 10 years ago could cost you $2-3 million. You understand? I'm not kidding. I'm talking about millions of dollars for you to have the information that you have in a click today in terms of what are the trends in the market, what is the most popular product, which one people are talking the most about. That information 10 years ago, forget it. You have to pay an army of researchers for you to have that information in a matter of 1 hour, millions of dollars. But now you have that for free with a click using Google Trends. So if you haven't used Google Trends, I need you to explore Google Trends. Still, you need to understand something. If you don't do it, you don't have the cut to be a marketing student. I just need you to understand this. So a marketing person that does not use Google Trends, that does not have idea, that is not interested in knowing what is that, shouldn't be here.
Santi, sorry, I just wanted to add something
Sure.
that has worked for me and for my business in Colombia. I use as well, like I've been using Google Trends as well, like to compare my like competitors, to say it like that. I don't know. And I have used as well Facebook Business, like the Facebook Administrator. It works as well for that. Like it's a great tool as well. I think that Google is like the most complete, but you can use as well Google Administrator. Yeah, it has like really good tools as well.
The Facebook admin.
Yeah, sorry, the Facebook. The Facebook management. Yes.
That, and also the YouTube manager is pretty good for these sort of situations. Guys, what we need is information one more time. And these companies, YouTube, Google, Facebook, they are providing these reports for free. Guys, they are providing information that you may use now to capitalize on terms of your next campaign. What should be the tone? What should be the color? What should be the product? What should be the price? What should be the timing? You have all that information already at your fingerprints. You need to ask. You need to ask the system to send it to you. That is the situation that I want to discuss. You can automate that too. So that marketing task is called reports, marketing reports. You understand what I'm talking about? Number of people visiting your website per day, from which locations, number of sales per day, number of inquiries per day, number of marketing leads that you get per day, number of communications that you receive per day. So all that information could be automated by having access to automated reports. Instead of going every month, log in, ask for the report, all right, that could be automated. The systems will allow you to automate that. So I need you guys to be very aware of that second point in that introduction of the topic for today's class. We need to be friends of automation, but only for the repetitive task. Only for the repetitive task, not for the strategic ones, not for the human ones. You understand what I mean? Have you called to a customer service center and then you receive this, like, if you want to go to this department, go to the number 1. Or please tell in few words why you need to get in contact with us today. These machines, have you noticed that? Or please, that is not what I'm talking about. That is not automation. You understand what I mean? Because that first interaction with the customer should not be automated. No. Maintaining the customer, maintaining a happy customer, maintaining a loyal customer through automation, all good. But serving that first customer for the very first time with an automated response is not what I'm talking about, because that is not a repetitive task. That is a strategic task. For you, it is strategic to have customers constantly, new customers. Why? Because they are going to provide something that is called cash flow. Cash flow. We need new customers all the time. They provide cash flow. When you only have 2-3 customers, what is the problem of the company? The cash flow. When you have new customers coming in, you have cash flow. So that is a strategic. Cash flow is a strategic for the business. It is the blood of the business, right? So just don't forget about this. We will be discussing this in the assessment component. Automation for the repetitive task. Personalization for the strategic task. Is that clear, guys? All right, guys. And again,
Yes.
for everybody else that is in the class, try your best to participate, to engage with the class. This is something that we have to do together. You should be learning. And so ask yourself, I'm learning. If you're not learning, why not? It's because of the teacher, or it's because I'm not paying attention, I'm not engaging. Keep that in mind, please. All right, point number 3. Just give me 1 second. I'm going to open the point number 3. All right, the growth of mobile marketing because of the smartphones. Of course, we know this. So if our marketing is not done for smartphones, for cellular, for the smartphones to be the medium, then our marketing is in the wrong place. We should not translate our marketing to smartphones. We should not translate our marketing to smartphones. We should not translate our marketing to smartphones. All right? That's not what I'm talking about. We should write. We should design our marketing campaign from the smartphone, from the mobile device. That is the default medium. So our videos are to be consumed when people use the phone, not the televisions. You understand what I mean? Our newsletters should be designed for our people to read our newsletters in the phones, not in their computers. Guys, anyone that can explain this to me, that can reflect on this, please? What do I mean by this? What do I mean by this? Who understood the message?
The customers use more their phones than they watch TV. They open their mails through their phones more than they do it by the desktop. So that's probably it. So
Keep
the
going.
tendency has changed, and that's why we need to update everything to mobile.
No update. Sylvia, that is the point. Sylvia, thank you, but that is the point. It's not about updating everything to mobile, guys, please. Sylvia, thank you, but that's actually what I want you to change.
Okay.
Sorry.
Is to make new content based of phones. I mean, I think because phones, like, even if we have all the time, we just have like quick consume. Different like in computer. When you use a computer, you take more time. So it could be like a long and more heavy content, like compared with your cell phone. Cell phone, we want to like fast as possible. So it's completely different content we need to create.
We need to do it by scratch. We should not, that's why I said we should not translate. We should not translate our marketing to phones. We should not. We should write our marketing straight away using phones by default. You understand what I mean by the word default? By default is the status quo, is how you do it normally. So I want you guys to do e-marketing communications. Remember, that is the name of this class, e-marketing communications, using phones as the canvas, as the baseline of your communications. Television, radio, screens, computers, PCs, that is secondary. That is secondary. All right? So we need to understand that situation in the market. It's all about the phones. It is all about it. All right, cool. Let's go to the point number 4. Anyone can read it for me?
Emergence of voice search and AI like intelligence. As the use of virtual systems like Siri and Alexa continues to grow, it's so important for marketers to optimize and automate marketing operation.
Audio marketing is extremely important today. Like voice commands, like sound is becoming a really important element of our marketing mix. It's not just about receiving audio. Now it's also about sending audio, about interacting with audio. And that's why, you know, people are using their voices to ask hardware, computers, televisions, speakers, cars, motorbikes to interact with them. The automotive industry is adapting this. The telecommunications industry is adapting this. They are using customers' audio, customer voices to activate marketing, to activate responses. So let's pay attention to this. We talk a little bit about audio marketing, about, you know, like audio branding, about brands having their own sounds, about the value of those brands. What is the sound of Netflix? Quickly, who knows?
Tudum.
Tudum. And the value of that sound, I don't know, what do you think? Millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars, isn't it? Think about what is the value of tutum. You understand? That is huge. So it's not about jingles. I'm not talking about songs, no. I'm not talking about songs. I'm not talking about messages. I'm talking about 2, 3 seconds, 1 second audio clip.
That's
So-
something that people will never forget. Like we all know the sound that Netflix has. So that's huge. Like that's amazing, you know?
Of course, and our CPU, our brain, is not saturated with branding sounds. It's not yet. So it is like a virgin space for us to explore. Still, and that is the issue, we have a lot of people in marketing not talking to the managers, not talking to the marketing departments about this. And that is irresponsible. That's why I was telling you before, when you accept a marketing role, you have a responsibility. What is that responsibility? That the marketing of that business is the best. So you help that owner, that board of directors that don't have experience with marketing, but because that's why you are being paid. You are being paid to be that person that will say, hey, what is our audio brand? What is our audio logo? What is our audio tag? And the company, what is that? What are you talking about? What is our pin, 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 pin? What is our McDonald's sound? What is our tutum? Netflix sound. Intel was one of the first brands starting to work with that. All right, but it is growing. Why it is growing? Because people are starting to use the audio capabilities more and more than ever before. People is running with headphones. People is in the train with headphones. People is traveling, like in the airplane with earphones all the time. Like people is walking with them. People is driving with them. People is using them all the time. Why? Because it allows us to do something else. That's simple. It allows us to do something else. It allows us to cook if we want to cook. And we can still listen to the podcast. It allows us to talk to people, customers, and so on. It allows us to entertain ourselves. Our marketing should be there. All right. So this audio component of the e-marketing communication class is extremely important. My invitation to you is start developing your company's sound. Or start thinking about a business, all right? And then you sell these sounds to companies. I'm telling you, it's an open opportunity. Musicians, or if you know a musician, talk to that musician about this. If someone can, write music, that person will be able to write an audio tag for a company that you can sell to a company. And you can sell that audio tag for $1,000 or for $3,000 or for whatever you think, but you can make money with this. The thing about marketing is we need to be very good at finding out how to make money for ourselves and for our companies. Our companies will be making more money if they have an audio tag. That's it. Look, I'm talking about something like this. That's it. That is an audio tag. So that has not been registered yet as a brand. But once you register that as a brand, in Australia, in USA, in Europe, no one will be able to use that brand, just like no one will be able to use your graphic brand. All right, so I just want you guys to pay attention to that element of our class as well.
Santi, I need to leave now.
Samuel, thank you so much.
See you next week.
All right, what is the next point, guys? I think it's the last one, isn't it?
I can read it.
Please, thank you.
Yeah, the 5. The increasing importance of social media and chatbots. Social media and chatbots like ChatGPT are powerful tools for connecting with customers and promoting brand awareness. Marketers should have a strong presence in key platforms like Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, and create engaging content that resonates with their audience. They can also use chatbots like ChatGPT to provide 24/7 customer support and improve customer service.
Oh my goodness, to provide customer support, to provide customer service. How good is that? How good is that? Always, always, the initial experience, hopefully, is not automated. There is something in marketing, guys, that is called the moment of truth. Moment of truth. Anyone has heard about the moment of truth before? No one.
Is it when people make the decision of buying
No,
that
no,
moment?
no. No, it's not. The moment of truth, anyone?
Is
The
it
moment,
where
yeah.
you see what's happening? Like, like you're doing something, you're like, yeah, this is the moment of truth. Like where you find out if what you've done, what you're doing is actually worth it, or if you're doing it correctly.
Thank you, but no. But sounds like, just like, sounds
It
like.
has, it's related like with buying, like when buying something.
No.
No.
It could be, like buying something could be the moment of truth. All right. The moment
Like
of truth,
when living the experience, like no, I don't know.
yeah. When they experience what? You close now. The moment of truth, guys, is when you have the first experience with a brand. That is the moment of truth. From that moment on, you have judged, you have an opinion about that brand. From that moment on, because of that moment of truth. So the moment of truth is that interaction that makes you realize for the first time that company exists, what that company sells. That first experience, that first acknowledgement of that company in the market is the moment of truth. Is that introduction, is that very first moment when you get to know someone and you say, I like that person. Is that first interaction, is that first moment when you start judging that individual, that company, that organization, that government for the very first time. Now you have an opinion about that. And that opinion could be very good, or that opinion could be very, very poor. And that's why that moment of truth has to be properly done. Because if it's not properly done, it's very hard to change that initial mindset. All right, it's very, very hard. So like the moment of truth when you are a student is when you have that first interaction with the person that represents that school, not the teacher. The teacher will come back later. The teacher will reaffirm or will destroy that first judgment. But the moment of truth has to be done by people, not by machines. That's what I want you guys to remember. Because we talk a lot about automation. We talk a lot about artificial intelligence. We talk about ChatGPT. We let's use ChatGPT. But for you to be supported, but for you to be enhanced. Example, guys, do you think that you can use ChatGPT in your answers for your assessments? What do you think?
Yeah, of course. For
What
sure.
you cannot do is to copy the result and paste it. But you can use that result as the baseline for what you want to say. Or if you are using ChatGPT, provide the question as you provide the answer to the teacher too. I'm telling you guys, that is the new model that is going to change education in the next few years. It's not about good answers, but good questions. Smart ones are getting it. Like in the next few years, for you to pass a program like this one, you know, the assessments will not be about you answering questions. No. Why not? Why not? Because that is something that does not demonstrate your skills and knowledge anymore. Why not? Because a system like ChatGPT could be used for you to demonstrate that you have those skills. But that is because you are answering a question. What about asking the question? That is the future of education, guys. And that's why you need to be prepared to use tools like ChatGPT, but not for you to copy and paste the answers, no. For you to become really good at asking questions to ChatGPT. That's human. That is human. Anyone understand what I'm talking about or no? More or less. Who is getting this?
Yeah, only when you are really understanding what you're talking about, you can ask questions. So that's why the affirmation that you are making, Santi.
So the value of the knowledge is not the accumulation of it, because it's not about accumulating knowledge anymore. It's not about the person that has more data in their brains. It's not about accumulating knowledge. The knowledge value has changed because it's not observed from the perspective of amount of knowledge. It is observed as the flexibility, the speed that you have to generate new knowledge. New knowledge. How do you do this? By asking questions. Asking questions. Like, for me, the best way for me to realize that you're learning is when you ask me questions. But only students that are confident, only students that have what is take for they to survive, for they to become the best of the best, are the ones that ask questions. The rest of the students, they don't ask questions, they answer questions. And they go to the assessment and they answer those questions. And they end getting the qualification. Oh, I know. But you cannot compare that student that is receiving a qualification because he or she was answering questions with the person that was asking the questions in real life, the person that was 100% human in the class interaction. That is a person that will win, because that is something that the artificial intelligence will never replace. That is something that the machine cannot do. The machine does not have love. The machine does not have appreciation for your health. The machine doesn't care about how you feel because they don't have feelings. The machine doesn't care about what happened to you 5 minutes ago. So even if the machine asks you, how has been your day so far? You don't even respond to it, because what is the point? They don't have feelings. But when you respond that to a human, then you expose your feelings, your weaknesses, your situations, and that creates apathy with the counterpart, with the person that is providing service, with the person that is negotiating with you. And that creates this human value that will not be replaced by machines. Everything else will be, yes. But that's why I'm trying to get students to understand that is the person with the right questions, not the person with the right answers anymore. And that is the introduction to this class, all right? These 5 points are critical. You have them, you need to be confident using them. You need to be confident using social media. You need to be confident using ChatGPT. You need to be confident by asking questions. You need to be confident by automating tasks that are repetitive. So let's have that skill. Beautiful. All right, now let's go to the next screen, please. Let's move to the next screen in our Accelerate. All right, what is telling us? What is telling us that screen, please? Who can read it for me? Who can share the screen?
I do.
Thank you, Vela.
Do you want me to share the screen, Santi?
That would be probably that'll be better. Yes, if so, anyone can see.
Okay.
All right. So let's talk about this particular point.
Okay, due to the rapid advancement of technology, staying current with the latest trends, tools, and platforms in digital marketing and communications has become crucial for those in the field. However, it is equally important to ensure that the adoption of any new trends aligns with both ethical consideration and relevant, I choose legal regulations. The integration of new technologies should be approached with caution and comprehensive understanding of their potential impacts, both positive and negative, on a given market or industry.
All right, so let's have a look at this, please, everyone. So we know that the technology is advancing. There is no doubt about it. We know, and we discuss it, that we need to be current, that we need to be up to date with the latest trends and tools and platforms. We know that those platforms have become crucial for us marketing people. We all know that. What we need to know as well is that at the same time that these new technologies emerge, you need to find out how the legislation changes, how the company's policies changes, how the company's procedures should change. Why? Because you don't want to do something that is illegal. You don't want to do something that is not morally standard, all right? Why not? Because that will go in detriment of your branding. You don't want to do something that is wrong, even if you didn't know it was wrong. So more than ever, guys, it is very important to know what is the local regulation before you use automation. You need to know what is the local regulation before you do database management. You need to know what is the regulation when you do and when you use cloud services. You need to know what is the regulation when you use artificial intelligence and drones. You need to know what is the regulation when you share customer data in digital platforms. So we need to be aware of those regulations because in some countries, this information is very, very sensitive. How people interact with websites, how people interact with media, is something that is popular, that is, is well known that the government have access to that information. But in some countries, it's quite unpopular. Governments do not search. They do not use that information of use. So before we do any digital marketing, we need to be aware of what is the regulation in that particular city, state, country, in terms of how we protect customer data, for example. We need to be aware of what is the regulation in that city when we sell digital products. Can people return digital products? Can people share digital products? The regulation changes dramatically from country to country. In some countries, if you have a Netflix account, you can share that Netflix account with your friends and family. In other countries, that is completely illegal to do. You cannot do it. Thank you, Vale. So please check it and let's move on. All right, let's go to the next one, please. All right, beautiful. All right, good. All right. Thank you. All right, we're going to be talking about the BCG matrix, guys. BCG, I want you guys to read this item number 2, all right? Because it's extremely important for our class today. Have a good read to that item number 2, all right? And I will see you guys in 10 minutes after the break. But meanwhile, go and read that item number 2. Thank you, Vale. I will see you guys in 10 minutes.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Okay, guys, let's start getting back to the class, please. All right, so that point number 2 of the lesson is about understanding what is the BCG matrix. Okay, the BCG matrix is a very important theory. It's a very important piece of theory that we need to know. In business, in marketing, there are many theories that are useless, but this particular one will definitely give you an edge when you do marketing. So we need to know it when we use e-marketing as well. So the BCG matrix, that stands for the Boston Consulting Group matrix. The Boston Consulting Group is one of the organizations that are more advanced in market research, in marketing research, in technology research, and users applications research. They are used, this company, the Boston Consulting Group, they are used by major companies in the world to define what should be their strategy. What should be their strategy? And for that strategy to be defined, they have divided that strategy in 4 elements. One element is called the start. The other element, or the other quadrant, is called dogs. The other one is called cash cows. And the other one is called question marks. So we need to know in which one of these 4 quadrants our product, our business idea, our company is represented. In which one of these quadrants our company, our product is represented. We need to know that. So what are the analysis? How we do the analysis? We need to use 2 variables. One is market share, and the other one is market growth. Market growth. So for us to understand the BCG matrix, we need to understand first what is market growth, what is market share. Who can give me an example of a market that is growing? Who can give me an example of a market that is growing, please? Or who can give me an example of a market that is decreasing, that is dying?
A market that is decreasing could be the television.
Can you repeat it? It's Ayana, sorry, couldn't get it.
Yeah, like a market that is decreasing could be television, like against the social media.
So television is decreasing 100%. What industry is growing?
Online purchase?
E-commerce? You mean e-commerce?
Yeah.
E-commerce is growing dramatically. Like every day, more people are using digital online marketplaces to buy what they need. Like in countries like USA, Amazon is used daily by people and organizations to buy what they need. Services like Amazon Prime which is a subscription service. You need to pay a subscription for you to be a Prime member, are becoming more and more popular. Why? Because the value that these platforms provide to the market is extremely high compared to the value that local shops are offering. So e-commerce, Edgar, is growing dramatically. Well done. Well done. So now we understand what is market growth. Beautiful. Now, what is market share? Who knows? Who can give me an example of what is market share? Come on, guys. I don't know you are listening to me. Please help me with this. All right. What is market share? Miyuki, you knew, but what do you think market share is?
No idea. Sorry.
What is
Yes, go ahead. Go ahead.
Miyuki, go ahead.
Market share. No idea. Any chips?
So imagine that we have only three companies in the food industry in your town. Okay, so in your town, which is the market, yeah, we have three companies that are in the food industry. So they have factories that produce food. All right, there are only three companies. The amount of products that the three companies sell per day is the total market share. The amount of the three companies combined is the market share. So if one of the three companies have half of all the sales per day, what is the market share of that company, Miyuki?
So the market share, half.
So I just want you to, I want you to focus, and everyone, please. Mariana, everyone. Gira one, please. There is a town, all right? And in this town, which is the market, there are three companies that are in the food industry. They have factories, they produce food, three companies. One of the companies have half of all the sales of that industry per day. One of them. What is the percentage of the market share this company has?
50%.
50%.
No. Yes, I don't know. Like they are three. And that's the only one that has like all the sales. Just one.
So there are three companies in that town, which is the market, isn't it? What is the market? The town. There are three companies that sell food. All right. One of those three companies, out of all the sales per day, this company sells half of them. What is the percentage of market share? It is 50%, all right? Because it's the company that is selling 50% of all the products that are sold per day, all right? Now, company number two sells 40%. What is the market share of company number three?
10%.
10%. So
10%.
That's it. So we need to understand the concept of market share for us to understand the BCG matrix. Now that you understand that, I'm going to ask you something. If you want to start a new business, If you want to start a new business, you want to start a new business in a market that is growing or in a market that is decreasing?
Growing.
Beautiful.
It's growing
Now,
for sure. Mhm.
for sure, of course, because it's a new business. New business. So if it is a new business, of course, you need to find a market that is growing. When you start selling, when you start selling to that market that is growing for the first time, what is your market share? The first day, when you start operations, what is your market share?
Depends how much you sell. I don't know.
You haven't
Zero.
said, is your first day.
0%.
That's it. So in terms of the BCJ metrics, what are you in that situation? I start, a question mark, a dog, a cash cow. Tell me. All right, I'm going to ask.
Question mark?
You are a question mark because you are, your product, your company is in an industry that is growing, but your market share is minimum. So your business is a question mark. If you do it right, your business could become an start because you will be in a market that is growing with a market share that is growing too. That is awesome. Like guys, when you have a business that is a start business, that is when you have made it. That is fantastic. But until you get to that point of selling, like all other companies are selling, you will not have the needed market share for you to be a start. When you are selling more than everybody else in that industry, in that market, then you are a start. So companies that are located in that quadrant, the start quadrant, they are very, very profitable. And investors, people that have money, they love to participate. They love to collaborate. They love to found, to provide finance to those companies that are in that fantastic location. High market growth, high market share. So that is amazing to be there, but it's not easy. It's not easy. Now, let's talk about a company that is in a market that is not growing. The market is not growing, and the market share is not growing either. So the company is basically dying. The company is absorbing resources from other divisions, from their own founders. What is that company that is in that quadrant that is not growing? The market is not growing. The sales are not growing. What is the name that we give to that kind of quadrant? Tell me.
Dogs.
Dogs. You don't want to be there. That is the hell. That is corporate hell. That is not a place to be. And that's why when you are starting to think about a new business, be very cautious when starting a business in a market that is not growing, because by default, the very first day of operations, your product will be a dog. Your company will be a dog. You don't want that. So that is the opposite of the start, isn't it? Now, some companies, they have a huge market share. They sell a lot of what they produce in a market that is not growing. But in that market that is not growing, they sell a lot of what they produce. What is the name of that quadrant, of that space? Come on, guys, please.
Cash cows.
Cash cows. How good is to be that company? Is a very, very good proposition to be a cash cow. Fantastic. Like when you have a business in an industry that is not growing, but your market share is major compared to your competitors, you have a cash cow, which means that every single day people is buying from you. You are not becoming millionaire, your company is not growing, but you have something that is called guys, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
now we can hear you.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So a cash cow is extremely good because you have constant cash. And when you have constant cash, you can invest when you need to invest. You can use that money to found another division. You can use that money to diversify your product offering. A company with cash cow is a really good company. Sorry, a company within the cash cow quadrant is a very, very good company. Example of a company like that one, please. Guys, who can give me an example of a cash cow company, please?
I don't know, Santi, if they will be an example, but what about McDonald's?
So the fast food industry is growing or is decreasing or is stable? Tell me, Vale.
I don't know. That will
What do
be
you think?
stable. I don't know.
I-
I'm not sure.
What do you think? What do you think, Mariana? The fast food industry, is it growing?
I think it is. Like it depends. Well, because normally people is like nowadays people is more like conscious about what they are eating. I cannot say like maybe I don't think that McDonald's or Subway or this type of restaurants are growing, but when you see a new fast food restaurant, for example, here in Melbourne, a Colombian restaurant that has fast food, Asian fast food and all of that, it's always full and it's always like, yeah, people love fast food, you know? So
Okay, cool.
What?
But when I talk about fast food, I'm talking about McDonald's. I'm talking about Hungry Jack's. I'm talking about
No, so
Subway.
I don't
I'm
think
talking
they
about
are.
I'm
They're
talking
growing.
about Kentucky
I
Fried
will
Chicken.
say stable. It is not growing, but yeah, I think that is not decreasing as well.
I
So
think they're growing.
I'll say stable.
Okay, okay. I think they are not growing. I think they are not growing. Like companies like McDonald's are suffering. Companies like KFC are suffering. Products like Coca-Cola are suffering. You know, everything that is fried, that is oily, that is not healthy, that is not apporting, you know, to the health of the consumer, all these companies are suffering dramatically, like they are not growing. Like there are some suburbs, you know, like in Melbourne, I'm telling you because very close to where I live, there is a little town that is called Tacoma in the hills. They rejected McDonald's. You know, like people went to the streets to reject a McDonald's restaurant. Why? Because this industry is becoming, it has a stigma that is connected to health. And as Mariana mentioned it, people is more conscious nowadays about their health. All right? But if you have a company in a market that is not growing, but that company sells majority of the hamburgers per day in Melbourne, that company is a good business. It is a cash flow. It's providing constant cash to investors. I just want you guys to understand that markets that are saturated, there is not more space to grow, but they have a loyal customer base, they do pretty good. They do pretty good. Like example, what you can tell me about the milk industry. The milk industry, is it growing? It's like more people is buying milk compared to 5 years ago? What do you think?
No.
No.
No, maybe
No,
decreasing.
everyday people is replacing now milk for vegetable milk, like for oat milk, soy milk, almond milk. But like on the other side, at the same time, people is buying a lot of products that are produced by milk. So Greek yogurt, cheese, and all of that, like, yeah.
All right. But what we can say is that even though the industry is not growing, these companies that produce milk, they keep selling milk every day. You understand what I mean? They keep selling milk every day because there is always someone that wants milk, or there is always a restaurant or a coffee shop that wants milk. So they will have sales now and forever. These companies are what we call cash cows. The market is not growing, but people will have demand for those products. So it is good to be in one of these industries. Sorry, it is good to be in one of these businesses. It is good. It is good. If you can have a business in the cash cow quadrant, you have good market share because your product is good, because your customer service is good, you will have cash. And again, guys, cash is very important for a business. All right? So that is a good business. The question mark is a good business. The star is a good business. What is not good is a dog business. My recommendation, and with this I finish that point, is always, if you have a new business, is your first business, try to start your first business in a market that is growing, because you go with the flow. Straight away, you are winning, straight away. If you have a current business, make sure that cash cow item product that is giving you the cash that you need keeps operating, keeps being sold, and use that money to innovate with a product that will start humble in a different market that is growing. All right? This is extremely important, the BCG matrix. Always that you have a business, try to find out where your business is in that quadrant. Always that you accept a job as an employee. Always that you accept a job, find out in which quadrant your employer is. Because if your employer is in the star quadrant, you will do pretty good. You will grow in that company. But if your company is in the dog quadrant, they are using you, that company will die. If your job is in the question mark quadrant, a company that is not selling a lot, is a new company and a startup, but in a market that is growing, get that job. Get that job. It's extremely good to have an entry position in a company that is new, that don't have a lot of sales, but is in a market that is growing. Try to find a job in that business instead of finding a job in a company that is decreasing, that is not growing. All right, beautiful, beautiful. So anyone does not understand the BCJ matrix? Anyone here do not understand the BCG matrix? Anyone? All right, good. So I will be asking you guys. All right. I will be asking you. So let's start with Valeria. Valeria, I'm going to give you an industry, and you will tell me in which quadrant you think that industry or that company is. Okay.
Okay.
Universities.
Universities in general?
In general.
I think that will be a cash cow, maybe.
I think so. I think the same. I think universities will continue existing, and they will have a loyal customer base of people that want to study a bachelor degree. But I think the growth of the universities as a business is static now. It's been stabilized. So
it must be different, maybe more virtual options and different topics, not like the current careers that we already have.
Exactly.
So that we must have like diversification.
Exactly right. So if you work as a consultant, as a marketing consultant for an university, what you will tell the university, you will tell the university, your industry is not growing, but you have a cash cow product. Use that cash cow product to invest in emerging markets, in markets that are starting to become the new education market, like, for example, online education. And a lot of universities are doing just that. A lot of universities are diversifying. Valeria, very good use of technical words. A lot of universities are diversifying to have presence in those digital markets too. Thank you, Vale. Well done. All right, Isabel, I will give you an industry, and you will tell me in which quadrant that industry is. All right, PCs, personal computers. Not laptops, personal computers.
I think they're becoming like there can be cash cows, but I think they can still become dogs.
Agree 100%. Agree 100%. So they are cash cows, agree. But it is obvious that they will become dogs in no time. Why, Isabel? Tell me why.
Yeah, because we like the technology starts like people. I think after the COVID, people we already have like just stay in a place. So we want like to have more accessible and small devices. So like PC is like that you can grab with you. It would be like not worth it for money. So there's like cell phones. They make the same work like a computer. So there's more devices who makes the same work.
Example.
Example, like like the phone that I have now is like a computer.
Beautiful.
Like soon S23 Ultra is like kind of computer. You can do presentations, tablets.
Yes, laptops. So that's exactly what I want you guys to understand when you operate as a marketing consultant, when you have the chance to help companies to improve what they do in marketing. You need to tell them, look, your company is fantastic. It was a start company in 1990s, in the 2000s, but now it's not a start company anymore. Now it's a cash cow, but in 5 years, this company will be a dog. We need to do something now. And then they will say, all right, Isabel, tell me more. And then you will say, look, you have a cash cow, which means that you still have cash. How to use that cash to invest in innovation innovation for us to design the next evolution of the PC, the next evolution of the laptop, will give you one more time the chance of your business to be and start. All right.
Like, for example, I find like there is like an Mac, Apple stuff. There's
Yeah.
like they just sold the towel. So you can grab, we use a little bit heavy, but you can buy the screen. So it's easy to grab with you. You're established in some places. So yeah,
What is the name of this product?
I don't remember. It's like the
The Mac Mini?
kind of, yeah. There's only like a unit, so you need to buy only the screen.
I have a Mac Mini, and I love it precisely because of that situation. You have a product that can be connected to any screen, anywhere, and has the capabilities of a tower. So that diversification is extremely important for companies like Apple. And the Mac Mini nowadays is extremely popular because of that situation. And that's why we need to know this for us to be good marketing people. All right, another one. Edgar, I will give you an industry. You will tell me in which quadrant of the BCG matrix that industry is. You ready?
Yes.
The taxi industry.
So as the previous one, I think it's still a cash cow, but it's getting to dogs. For all the competitors, sorry.
Yes, yes. Keep going, Edgar.
No, like mostly because all the competitors that is nowadays, and for like the better service that you can get from other companies.
Example of the other companies?
Uber, Didi.
Now tell me, is Uber, what is Uber in that quadrant, in that BCG? It's an startup.
Superstarts.
So do you understand what I mean? I don't want you guys to do the taxi company. I want you guys to do the next Uber. But for you to understand why, you need to pass that business idea through the BCG matrix. Do you understand why this is so important for the class, guys? Do you understand why I need you to hold this knowledge? Because just like you answer now, Edgar, you need to answer to yourself next time that you have a business idea. All right, last example, and then we move on. All right, Eddie, I'm going to ask you, and then you tell me in which quadrant that industry is.
Yeah.
Thank you. The electric scooters. Electric scooters.
Electric scooters.
Eddie, electric scooters.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I think question marks.
Electric scooter question mark. Okay, tell me. Keep going. Why?
Yeah, because nowadays I don't think they have high high market share, but the high market growth, I think that market will grow because of we have to think about the environment. So maybe the energy will be replaced from gas to electric.
Eddie, I agree with you 100%. Agree with you 100%. The electric scooters is a product within an industry that is growing. Like people are buying more electric items more than ever before because of lithium, because of how light they are, because they are safer, because they are more clean. 100%. All right, cool. But the industry is not yet that product, the electric scooters, is not yet mature. There is still a lot of space. People keep using motorbikes, people keep using electric cars, but or push bikes, but the electric scooter business, from my perspective, is a fantastic business. It is a question mark business, but precisely because it is a question mark business, if we have a business in a market that is not highly competitive, we have a good chance of become stars. Because the market will grow. And then you will have the market share of that market that is new. Your business will be a star. Like that business, guys, I'm telling you, the electric scooters business is fantastic because even though it's a question mark, it is pointed to become one of the most popular alternatives for transportation. Great. Now, our e-marketing communication should be aligned to the reality. Our communication should be aligned to the reality of that industry that you are working with. If our industry is dying, our marketing communications should be about how to sell more quickly, so we move our inventory. So we provide promotions, we provide discounts in our e-marketing communications. Why? Because we know that that industry is dying. We are not going to buy more inventory. What we need to do, we need to move that inventory. So our marketing communications are intended to move that inventory. Now, if our business, if our company is in the cash cow quadrant, what we need to do with our e-commerce communications? What do you think? Give me an idea, guys. If your business is cash cow, what you should do? What your marketing communication should have? What should be the inclination of your marketing campaigns?
E-commerce?
E-commerce. E-commerce, why? Because that helps distribution, Valeria. Of course. You need, when you have a cash cow, Valeria, you need to have more and more alternatives for people to access, to buy your product. E-commerce will help. You understand why, Vale? Yeah? Because you have a factory or you have a very good business systems, you can produce a lot of what you sell. The market is stable, the market is not growing. You want to continue with that position because you have cash flow. Your e-marketing communications should be about how people can buy what you sell, where they need to go, what is the distribution center closer to their location, what is the website for they to buy online, what is the delivery fee if they want to get that where they live. It's all about distribution. It's all about distribution. I want you guys, especially for those of you in South America, I want you guys to think about the what we call the tiendas, the little shops in the suburbs. Yeah? Think about the tiendas, the little shops in the suburbs. They are fantastic because they distribute products. But what products they distribute? They distribute start products, cash cow products, question mark products, or dog products. What products they distribute?
I think cash cows and dogs usually.
All of them?
No, no. One of these guys. Do you picture the shop that I have in my mind? I am sorry about this, but in South America, in some countries, we have these very small shops, very close to where you live. It doesn't happen in Australia, okay? In Australia, you need to drive to get to the next 7-Eleven or something like that. But in some countries, you have shops close to where you live. They sell cash cow products. They sell milk. What is milk? Milk is cash cow. They sell bread. They sell eggs. They sell toilet paper. They sell things that you need for your daily usage. Those are cash cow products. They don't sell iPhones. They don't sell software. They don't sell stats. They don't sell dogs because nobody will buy them. And they sell probably 1 or 2 question marks. Guys, have you seen this product that is called Prime? It is a drink that is called Prime. Anyone has seen that drink in the shops? Prime? No one?
Nope.
Okay, Bama. That is a product that is becoming a star, but it started as a question mark. So retailers, they sell cash cow. Why? Because that is what gives more money to the business, small margins, but constant flow. Right, awesome. Good that we have idea of the BCJ metrics. Let's move to the next one, please. Vale, if you can please share your screen with me, that would be appreciated.
Sure. So we don't have to click on the link, right?
Show me because I can access now to the system. My internet is not working well now, so I close that.
Okay. So we were here. This is the previous page. We had this link here.
All right. No, that is exactly what I explained it. But go to it for you guys to see the matrix. Go to it, Valeria, please. Okay. Keep going down, probably. I think we will find a graph. Okay, that's the graphic. Have a look at that. That's what I mean. You see? Stop there, Vale. Stop there. All right. So there you have the 2 variables, market growth and market share. All right. So high market growth. So the market is growing. High market share, you have a star product. But please don't dream with it yet. I mean, unless you are so lucky or unless you have a lot of resources, it is a very difficult proposition to start as a star product. All right. My advice to you is try to be a question mark. So you have low market share because you are in a small business. You are a 1-person business, 2-person business. But please, 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 in a market that is growing. So the question mark quadrant is fantastic. The pet or the dog one is not what we need. It's not what we want to do. All right. Fantastic article. I have explained it, but if you want to read it, guys, please do. Thank you, Vale. Let's move on to the next one. All right. Let's stop in that graphic where we have the inbound marketing methodology, the yellow one. All right, stop there. Beautiful, beautiful. Okay, guys, so let's pay attention to this. Let's pay attention to this graphic, please, everyone. For us to do e-marketing, we need to understand what is inbound marketing. Inbound marketing. The opposite to inbound marketing is outbound marketing. Okay? Outbound marketing is the opposite to inbound marketing. All right? Now, anyone has an example of outbound marketing? Anyone can tell me an example of a company that is telling the market what they sell regardless of who is in the market, regardless of what time of the day that communication is being released, regardless of how much they know the individuals within that market? That is outbound. Outbound is the old style. Is when you go with a television ad. You produce a television ad and you don't know who will be watching that television ad. You may have an idea, but you don't know. You are reaching everyone, not the people that is more likely to buy you. Instead, you are reaching everyone. What is better? Silvia, I'm going to ask you this, Silvia Juarez. Nowadays, what is better? To optimize your marketing to reach only the people that is more likely to buy from you, or to send your marketing to everyone? Silvia, tell me.
I think it's to send your market to everyone.
So that is outbound. Sending your marketing to everyone is outbound.
Yeah.
Okay? We don't do outbound anymore.
Okay.
We don't. Why not? Because our resources are limited. Vale, can you please stop the screen for a little bit?
I have something to say. Sorry.
Yeah, please go.
Yes. Well, I think that outbound marketing. Well, it's in, like, I do have this example from television, but for example, these ads in Colombia, you know what I'm talking about, like these Frutinho ads and all of that.
Yes.
Like, but it's more important, like nowadays we do need segmentation. I think it's very important for us to have this segmentation in marketing for sure. So inbound is what we have to do. You know, like we do have to segmentate that search of our buyer persona. We do have to create it. We do have to create special strategies like for each segmentation that we have, age segmentation, demographic segmentation, and all of that. It's very important.
It's extremely important because we need to understand that we don't have resources, or if we have resources, they are very limited. Guys, 20 years ago, only companies with a lot of money, only millionaires, only rich people were business people. 20 years ago, you know, it was like having a business was only for the richest, because the access to resources was very exclusive to some families, exclusive to some economical groups. So they can pay for TV ads, they can pay for radio ads, they can pay for newspapers, they can pay for magazines, they can pay for famous people and so on. But nowadays, it's flipped. Nowadays, everyone, big companies, small companies, rich people, poor people, everyone has access to the same methods, to the same channels. Everyone has access to Facebook. Everyone has access to Netflix ads. Everyone has access to websites. So outbound marketing does not apply anymore because people is very selective where they go to consume information, where they go to consume entertainment. So we need to know where they go to find entertainment for us to advertise on that platform. Outbound marketing is not what we do. Examples of outbound marketing, billboards. Billboards. Do you guys understand what I mean by a billboard? Guys, billboards.
Like those things that you see on the highway or freeway when you're going somewhere, and they have like ads, cars or whatever.
Is that outbound or inbound?
Outbound.
Outbound, because you don't have a marketing persona, you don't have an ideal customer, you just place that huge billboard in the highway for everyone to see. The cost of that billboard is extremely high. So it is for large corporations, it is for people that is already in the business sector. It's not for us unless we reach. So we don't want to do outbound. We don't want to do outbound. Another example, if you have a database of people, you know, you have 3,000 people that is interested in X product, and you go to Indonesia or you go to the Philippines and you get a business that calls people in English in Australia, you know, a customer service, a call center kind of service. And you tell that person, call everyone in this database. Is that outbound or is that inbound?
Inbound, maybe?
No, it's outbound. The same dynamic. You don't know people. You don't know who is who. You just have a database full of names and you are exploiting that database. You are just calling, you are doing cold calling, you know, cold calling, direct marketing. By the way, guys, my students, the students that I support, the students that I want to be the next marketers, we do not like direct marketing. We don't. All right? Don't do direct marketing. Direct marketing is for people that do not know inbound marketing. Direct marketing is cheap and is intrusive. We are not here in this class to learn how to do direct marketing. Examples of direct marketing, please, guys. Cold calls, which is what I explained. What else?
Cold email, emailing.
Emailing people without permission, of course, that is direct. What else? What else?
I don't know, WhatsApp promotions?
WhatsApp promotions, all right, could be, but they could be highly personalized. So let's not mention that one. It could be if it's not properly personalized, if it's just so general, it may be. But usually WhatsApp campaigns are highly personalized, are done for a particular group of people. So no, let's not add that one. Give me one example of direct marketing.
SMS?
SMS when you don't have the permission, all right? You know, when you just have the number of someone and you just send a message to that someone, waiting for the best, expecting the best, all right? What is the typical example of direct marketing?
Television ads?
Television ads is direct marketing because you don't know who is who behind the screen. All right, beautiful.
Radio.
Radio as well is direct marketing because you don't know the audience behind that wheel or behind that speaker or in front of that speaker. What is the most overused direct marketing alternative? Or one of the most used?
Social media.
Now, social media is not that direct because there is a previous relationship between the company and the person or between the two individuals. For direct marketing to be direct.
Marketing.
Yeah. Pedro?
Marketing on bus.
So you, exactly, yes.
When you, or in outdoors or bus in the places, the familiar place for daily.
So newspaper.
Newspapers is direct marketing. Of course it is direct marketing. The paper doesn't have idea who you are. And you may not be expecting, you are not expecting that ad. All right? All right, good. But guys, the perfect example of direct marketing, listen up, is when someone knocks your door. You are in your house and someone knocks your door. Mariana, how do you like that?
Like when someone knocks my door?
Yep.
And gives me like, hey, this is a promotion for calls, for example. I don't know.
Yep. How do you like that?
Well, I don't like it at all.
Why you don't like it? Because it's intrusive, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it's interesting. Like I would prefer an email, maybe a call, or just hearing something because maybe I will not be interested in what they are offering to me. So they are knocking my door, and if I'm not interested, they are disturbing my sleep, my free time. Like,
and
for me, that doesn't work, you know.
And that is the marketing that we don't do. the marketing that does not respect your space, the marketing that does not respect your privacy, the marketing, that does not respect your free time. That is the marketing that I hate, that we don't do, that I don't teach, because it's intrusive.
And I think it has a different, well, if they are trying like to attract people, maybe they can attract older people. That will work with older people, like in the suburbs where older people lives. Maybe that can be helpful, you know, that can work. But I think that in our case, like this young generation, for me, that would work as like, it wouldn't work. Like it will make me doubt if I want to buy something from that people that's knocking at my door and just offering something. I will not buy to them. They're being intrusive. Mm-hmm.
And more importantly, Mariana, next time that we have a business, we don't do that. Yes, we don't do a campaign in terms of knocking people's doors. Okay, very important. Another way to do direct marketing is cold calling, is calling people. Another way to do direct marketing, you walking in the street, Melbourne Street, Sydney, wherever you are, and someone stops you with a smile. Hey, do you have 5 minutes? Where are you coming from? Have you seen those? Have you seen those groups of people that are trying to invite?
And actually, that's happening now on Federation Square in Flinders Street with this Women's World Cup. It's a huge event, you know. This event, it's amazing to create marketing campaigns, especially like doing all this woman thing, and that's amazing. And they are just doing this like face-to-face interaction, and they stop people like, hey, where are you from? Yes, you can just play this thing of the penalties and you can buy maybe an entrance to this game in Melbourne. So they are doing that, and it's really helpful. Like that one helps. Like I think that one's good.
Okay. I'm not familiar with that one yet, but generally speaking, when you are stopped in the street for you to listen somebody else's speech, that is not ideal. Why is not ideal? Because that is outbound. What is outbound then? Outbound is when you are the first person, the first element inviting the other party to be your customer. You are selling directly. You are stopping people's journeys. That is outbound. We don't do that. Just keep that in mind. Probably there is an exemption to the rule, Mariana. I'm not familiar with that event that you're telling me, but you know, like these non-for-profit organizations that are stopping you in the street for you to join them, for you to support the cause, they are using a very basic, very raw marketing method that usually is not well received by people. So for us to avoid that, we have the solution, which is inbound. What is inbound marketing? Is the marketing that I want you guys to use, which is creating value first for people to reach you, for people to find you. You understand what I mean? Not for you to find people. When you do inbound properly, you don't need to hard sell. You don't need to annoy people. Why? Because you provide value first. And then people trust you because you are providing constant value. And eventually, when they need something related to what you provide, they will contact you because they already trust you. And once they are your customers and they like and they reaffirm that you are a good business, they will promote you. They will tell others how good your business is. That is the inbound marketing methodology. And is the secret, well, I will not use that word, but it's the perfect recipe for successful marketing in 2023. I'm telling you guys, if you can do inbound marketing, or if you can help your businesses to do inbound marketing, you will be ahead of the marketing game. Because everybody else that is not educated in marketing, they are doing outbound, the old marketing technique, which is horrible. A lot of people don't like it. A lot of people don't like marketing, and it's because outbound. All right, Vale, thank you. Vale, now can you please load again that graphic that we had before? All right, so this is the inbound marketing methodology, guys, and is what I need you guys to do. You need to understand this for the coming assessment. So what is what we do first in marketing? With our marketing communications, we need to attract. We need to attract who? Strangers. Vale, can you please point with your mouse, strangers? All right, beautiful. We need to attract them. But how we attract strangers? We attract strangers to our business using websites, using blogs, using keywords, but especially using social media. You see that it says social publishing? That is how we attract strangers. That's why Instagram is so important for us marketing people. Because with this kind of social media channels, we can attract people to our brand, people that never had idea about our existence. So how we attract strangers? With blogs. When I say blogs, I mean social media posts, I mean articles in a website, I mean YouTube videos. When I say keywords, I mean search engine optimization, like providing Google with information about your product, so when someone is searching for them, they will find you. When these strangers are searching for what you sell, they will find you because you understand keywords. All right? Keywords are really important. Vale, can you stop a little bit the sharing of the screen? If I am selling hamburgers in Melbourne, what are the keywords for people to find me in Google?
Hamburger,
Fast food,
foodie,
Food,
fast food,
Angry.
Hamburgers, hot dogs, yeah, pizzas. Why? Because someone that is trying to find a hamburger, someone that is trying to find a pizza may be tempted by a good hamburger ad. All right, but it is very important as well to use long tail keywords like best hamburgers in Melbourne. That is a long tail keyword. It's a combination of keywords, best hamburgers in Melbourne. And if you have an article in your website about the best 10 hamburgers in Melbourne, customers will find you. So this is what I mean with keywords. We need to be good at this in marketing. We need to be good at connecting Google, social media, websites, articles with the products and services that we sell. And we also need to do social media publishing. That is how we attract strangers. But once we attract those strangers to our websites, to our restaurant, to our shop, to our e-commerce, they are not strangers anymore. They become what, Vale?
visitors.
They become visitors. You see the difference? It's not a stranger anymore. It's not a customer yet, but it is a visitor. And when we have a visitor, remember what I told you about the moment of truth. We need to have a very good first interaction for us to continue with that relationship, right? So for us to, Vale, can you please share the screen again one more time? I just want to make sure that I am following with everyone. So for us to convert visitors to leads, what we need to do? We don't need to do blogs anymore. We don't need to do keywords anymore. We don't need to do landing. What we need to do then? Vale, you tell me, help me with this, Vale.
I'm sorry, I was on mute. So the call to action? Is what makes you solve.
So a call to action will convert the visitor to a lead, correct? A form will convert the visitor to a lead. A landing page with a form, with a call to action. So we need to have this environment of a landing page, a form, a call to action. We need to have this environment for us to convert a visitor to a lead. What is the difference, Valeria, between a visitor and a lead?
A common customer, maybe?
No, it's not a customer yet. Vale, it's not a customer yet.
A visitor to a leads.
Yes.
Yeah, the interaction.
What is that?
The customer, the interaction that I create.
And what do you have as a result of that interaction with the landing page, with the form, with the call to action? What do you have as a result? Why you do this? No, you don't have a customer yet. You will have a lead, but not a customer. So please, guys, anyone, I need you guys to help me with this. What is the difference?
Their email.
That's it. That's it. Vale, as a result of that interaction, you have the email of that person. And that is the difference between a visitor and a lead. A lead is a contact, is a person, is a business, is an organization, but you have the email of that business, you have the email of that person, you have the email of that entity that is interacting with you. And that email is gold because it's
just having the information of that person.
All right, so now you're understanding the funnel. We have strangers, then visitors, then leads. How we convert that lead to a customer. How we close it, sorry, how we close that lead so it becomes a customer, what we use.
Like for us to redirect this buyer, like to buy.
Yes. How we close that lead so they buy.
Yeah, we have to use the e-commerce. Like we will have to use these links, for example, to go and make the payment.
Exactly right.
Instantly payment. Yes, we have to send the link. Like this link
right.
to pay with credit cards, with Apple Pay, with all of that.
So now we have the systems in place. We have the CRM. We have the email with the link. We have the workflows for people that is interested in our product to actually buy it. And that is why the difference between the lead and the customer is the transaction. There is an economical transaction. There is an economical interchange between the lead and the customer, between the lead and the company, sorry. And then as a result of it, you have a customer. But why you have a customer now? Because before you had a lead. Why you had a lead? Because before you had a visitor. Why you had a visitor before? Because before you have a stranger. So as you can see, Mariana, Valeria, Silvia, Eric, Edgar, this takes more time. The inbound marketing methodology takes more time. You don't sell straight away. You don't try to get the customer straight away. You nurture the customer. You go step by step. You grow the person. You motivate the person. You educate the person. So when they are ready to make the decision, they have everything they need. They already trust you because you went all the process with them.
I think that sorry for interrupting.
No, no.
Of what you've been saying, like all of that, what we've been seeing on the class, that this particular thing is so amazing, like to study and just take into account while having our businesses. I think that the most missing thing of this is that you're like leading the person to start like having a thread, like you put the person into these tendencies that we're trying to sell with this inbound marketing, and as well it has a good result. So that's the thing, if you do use like the inbound marketing, it's going to have a good result. Yes or yes, like it's, of course, sometimes things can fail, but it's going to have a great result. So that's why we should use it. That's what I think.
It's extremely efficient, guys. I'm telling you, like if you do this properly, you will not need to hard sell. Customers will go to you. They will ask you to sell to them. But it's because you have the funnel. It's because you have the content first. I'm going to give you an example, guys. For those in photography, do you guys know the difference between, or you guys know the companies Nikon and Canon for the high-end cameras, you know, like the DSLR cameras? You know those companies, yes? Guys, I am sorry. I cannot hear you.
Yes.
All right, cool. Like Canon won the battle in Australia against Nikon because Canon was publishing videos about how to use DSLR cameras, sorry, regardless of what cameras people will be using. And that created a lot of trust with the market because they sent the message that they care, that they wanted people to understand how these cameras work properly before they make a purchase decision. By the time they were ready to buy the purchase decision, they were ready to make the purchase decision to buy the product. By that time, 3, 6 months, 1 year later, they have had observed hundreds of videos from Canon explaining them how to use a Canon, a Nikon, any other camera. So the trust was there. The trust was there. So when they were ready to buy the camera, they went straight away to the Canon website. It's one of the most successful stories in Australia about the use of inbound. And that is what I want you guys to do before you start hard selling to people. Provide content in YouTube. Before you start hard selling to people, have an environment of websites, blogs, keywords, call to actions, forms that will help you to move down strangers to visitors, visitors to leads, and leads to customers. And once you have the customer, at that moment is when you execute the most important part of the inbound methodology, which is customer service, which is asking them how they went, asking them what they think about the products. So you send surveys, you send extra products for them to test, you monitor them, you invite them to events, you give them access to special product launches. And then those customers, because you care about them, they become your promoters. And when you have promoters in your marketing mix, then you save thousands of dollars in your marketing budget because you don't need to hard sell, because you don't need to do outbound, because you can use that money to create content that will generate trust. Ultimately, that trust will generate sales. So I'm telling you guys, this graphic that you're looking at in your screen is the inbound marketing methodology, is how I do marketing. This is how I consult marketing. This is what I tell my clients to do. And that's why I'm telling you guys, this is what you should do because it works. These promoters, they will be with you for the long term. You will have long-lasting relationships with them because you did the process right. Okay? All right, guys, this particular graphic, important that you study this again because it's going to be a very important part of the assessment next class. All right, guys, let's do our last break. I know that we are a little bit behind the time frame, but let's do a 10 minutes break. All right, and then we finalize the class after the break. Okay, guys, thank you. Last 10 minutes of class. Thank you for the patience. Last 10 minutes, and then we finish, okay? We have a second class next week anyway.
Okay.
So, to conclude with the previous topic, it is about patience. You need to be patient when you develop your business. And you need to understand that for people to buy from you, they need to trust you first. For they to trust you, you need to be very active, providing content that will make them aware of your business, of your branding, of who is the founder of the business. What are the values of the business? You need to provide that content first. That content is provided in the social media. From the social media, people go to your website. In the website, you have a call to action that lives in a landing page of your website. That call to action will connect people to a form. In that form, you will be able to collect information, being the most important one, the email address. With that email address, you will be able to send information that people is actually expecting because they already contact you, because they already know you, because they already believe in your products. So you send information to them using emails, using newsletters. Those emails, we have a link to e-commerce, to your locations for people to buy what you sell. Once they buy what you sell, which is 3, 4 months, 6 months, 1 year after you started the inbound process, at that moment, you need to be very good at customer service. What is customer service at that moment is providing people with solutions about how to use the product, how to storage the product, how to update the product, how to ask for product warranty, how to learn how to use that product. That information is customer service. And that customer service will provide something that is extraordinary to your business, which is you having promoters, people that is doing the marketing for you. And when people is doing the advertising for you, when people is doing the promotions for you, they are doing something that is called publicity. And when people is publicly speaking about your business, you don't pay for it. And that cycle, guys, will provide a lot of value to your business, all right? So don't forget about the inbound marketing methodology. The HubSpot website is perhaps the best website in inbound marketing. They have something that is called the HubSpot Academy, which is full of resources for you to learn more about inbound. Okay, Vale, Vale, please share your screen one more time. Let's go to the next slide, and with that, we finish for today. Okay. So, we have prepared our marketing. Now we know how to prepare our marketing. Now we need to perform. Now we need to execute it. We need to start using what we have learned. So what we have here. All right, cool. Now we know everything about inbound. Now we need to know extra information to help us to shape our campaigns. And that will help us to shape the performance of our campaigns as well, to influence the performance of our campaign. Number one, industry demand. So why we need to know what is the industry demand? Again, because we need to know what market is growing. And profiling our markets will give us the information in terms of what market is growing the most. Marketing students who are good at projecting what will be the demand of a product, for a product or service, they do pretty well. They do pretty well. So understanding demand, understanding supply, offering is extremely important for us. Understanding the market trends is very important for us. Number two, for us to execute, for us to conduct marketing communications, we need to be really good at finding insights from data. And that's why it's called data-driven insights. Anyone remembers what I explained about what is an insight? Guys, what is an insight? Anyone? Anyone remembers what is an insight? Guys, an insight, please remember this, guys. An insight is the result of your knowledge plus data that you have. So when you have knowledge and you support that knowledge with data, that is an insight. That is like a moment of truth. That is not a moment of truth. That is like an eureka moment. That is like gold in business, because now you know that that is what you should do. An insight is knowledge plus data. Students, point number two, please, that are good at managing databases will have an edge. Managing databases is not complicated. It's about understanding what are the most important data properties and how to update them. The most important data properties are the name, the last name, the mobile phone, the email address, and the physical address. Location, city, company they work for, that is supplementary data that could be used as well. But the most important piece of data, as we have disclosed before, is the email address. So do whatever you can do to get the emails of your potential customers. Point number three, we need to increase efficiency of our marketing. So how we increase efficiency? By using systems that can be automated, by using customer relationship management systems that will streamline our campaigns, that will allow us to compare current campaigns with previous campaigns. So start becoming very familiar with technologies like HubSpot, like Salesforce, like Marketo, like Eloqua, like Pardot, like Power BI. Start getting familiar with those softwares, please. Like WooCommerce, like Shopify. Shopify, WooCommerce, they should be the websites that you go and love. You want to learn more about Shopify. You want to learn more about WooCommerce. You want to learn more about WordPress. You want to learn more about HubSpot. You want to learn more about the marketing technology. So that is important. The point number three is important for you to be more efficient in terms of what you do. Point number four, Mariana was mentioning this. We need to do segmentation. Like we cannot send our marketing message to everyone, because if we do that, we will not be focused on the people that is more likely to buy from us. And that is wasting our marketing resources. So we need to do better targeting. How we do better targeting? By doing proper market segmentation. How we do market segmentation? Understanding what is the market first. The market is defined by the currency that you use. The Australian market, the American market, the Euro market. So the currency dictates the market. It's not about the location much. It's not about where people go to buy things like a marketplace. It's about the currency and the legislation, the country. And then you segment that country using variables, demographic, psychographic, and geographic variables. And then you have as a result your target market, the very essence, the very marketing persona that is more likely to buy from you. You need to know if who buys from you is a woman, is a man, is a child, is an old person, a Mexican, is an European, it is 10 years to 15, or is 20 to 30, or is 50 to 55. You need to know your marketing persona. You need to define it, because everything that you communicate, that you publish, is matching how that marketing persona wants to be marketed. And finally, customer engagement. So what is customer engagement? Is following up with that relationship, is providing value after the sale. If you cannot provide value after the sale, the customer engagement will be minimum and that relationship will die. And you don't want that relationship to die because, as we disclosed it at the beginning of this class, what is more expensive, guys? Customer acquisition or customer retention?
What is the most difficult?
Retention?
Customer retention.
What is more
Mhm.
expensive? Retention or acquisition?
Retention.
Mhm.
What is more expensive, to find a new customer, to maintain a current one?
Maintain a current one.
No, maintaining the
To
current
find
one
new
is not
customer.
expensive at all, because you already
Find new
have,
customer.
you already captured, you already, you know, that customer already loves you. You just need to maintain. What is expensive is to acquire a new customer. That is what is difficult, guys. Maintaining a current customer is not as expensive. Of course, you need to invest, but not as much as you have to do with a new one. With a new one, you need to find it. Then you need to provide value with a good sale, with a good promotion. Then you need to convince that person to pay. Then you need to explain how the product works. Then you need to tell them what is the group that is supporting the account that is supporting that business. Then you will have all the issues that people have when they use something for the very first time, and so on and so on. So acquiring is difficult, maintaining is not. And everything that we have discussed here in terms of the skills that you need to have is for you to maintain your customers. Long-term relationships in marketing is very important. Short-term relationships is not what we want. We don't want to sell and people leave and then we forget about them and then they forget about us. We don't want that unless we are a $3 shop. Or a one. Have you seen those shops that sell for $1, $2? That is called retail. You don't need to, you don't want them. You know that people will come by your shop anyway. But that is not a business that I want you guys to do. I want you to be in the professional sector, in businesses that will have a long-term impact within that community, a business that will be remembered, a business that you can pass to people behind you. That is the sort of businesses I'm talking about. And for those businesses, inbound marketing is the solution. All right, guys, I hope that you have understood inbound. Do a little bit more of research, and we are going to continue with the other points in the next class. Okay? Any question, guys, before we finish with the topic today? Thank you, Vale.
Everything's fine.
Thank you, guys. My internet is really, really slow. I don't know why. So I don't have access to the platform now. Please write, if you are present in this class, please write your name in the chat. I'm going to copy those names and I will be updating the attendance a little bit later. Thank you, Mariana, and have a good day.
Thank you. Have a great
Thank you,
day,
Santi.
everyone. Okay.
You
Bye.
guys. Thank you, Cami. Thank you, Sylvia.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Write
Bye.
your name in the chat, please.
Thank you.
Then you can leave. See you next week, guys.
Thank you. See you next week.
Thank you, Lore. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Isabel. Thank you, Pedro. Thank you. So just write your name and close the session, please.
Ay, por fin que sí.
Write your name and close the session, guys. I will be copying, I will be adding these names to the attendance. Thank you, thank you. Thank you. Natalia, all good? You have write your name? Have you written your name, Natalia? Yep.
Sorry, by mistake, I sent again.
Got it, got it. No worries. See you next class.
See ya, bye.